Hello, everyone. Today we're here to talk about going to the range and all the things you're going to need to bring with you to have a good day. Everything I've got laid out in front of me here is the bare essentials for a three-gun either tournament or just an event where you're going to be shooting rifle, shotgun, pistol for a fun day or just a range day at an outdoor range. Everything I've got laid out for me between a two-gun long gun case for a rifle and a shotgun, pistol bag, ammo, pistol, rifle, shotgun, mag pouches, magazines for their rifle, personal protective equipment, eyes, ears, backup earplugs, sunscreen, gloves, an individual first aid kit. You've got to keep yourself fed and hydrated. All of this stuff here weighs about 55 pounds. You can try and carry it by yourself, but I don't think you'll have a very good time. So what do you need to do to bring all this stuff with you? You need some kind of cart, wagon, truck, tractor, something to bring this with you. There are a lot of different options you can choose to bring all of this equipment with you. You can buy a store-bought unit, one readily available on the internet. You can use whatever you have at the house currently, radio flyer wagon, jogging stroller, or you can make something yourself. So we're going to head inside right now, and we're going to talk about all the different types of range carts that are available that you can make. And when we're done, we'll show you what I've done, and we'll talk a little more about that. So let's head inside.
Okay guys, here we are inside, and you can see that I've just done a quick Google image search for range carts, and you can see that this is just a small amount of the variety of range carts that are available, that people have built or that are available online for purchase. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of the online purchase options. This is the Range Runner cart from Range Runner Tactical Gear. It's a $280 option, and that is just for the base folding cart. It's a folding cart, so it's nice if space is an option for you. So here I have it spec'd out for all of the accessories that I have on my cart. As you can see, there was a little bit of sticker shock involved. $780 for all of the accessories to build my cart with the same functionality. The $280 base price is a bit misleading because you have to pick a wheel option. The cheapest option is the 12-inch at $125. This cart doesn't come standard with gun holders, so you need to pick the style that you want. I went with the same type that I have on my cart, which is the Klonpin Rhino grips. You can get 2 pair for $80. They're charging $80 for a single set, which is ridiculous. These next 3 are optional items. I have a shelf on my cart, so I wanted a shelf on this one. I wanted a water bottle holder and an umbrella bracket. And the last option here I thought was kind of necessary. This cart doesn't come with a brake as standard, so you need to add an optional brake. For me, this is personally a no-brainer. You don't want your thousands of dollars of shooting gear to go rolling off down a hill somewhere. The next is the Rugged Gear shooting carts, and these are basically purpose-built shooting carts that they make on a jogging stroller type cart. They offer 3 different varieties, 2-gun, 3-gun, 4-gun, as you can see in the drop-down box. For our purposes, we'll stick with the 2-gun. They've got 2 options in 3 colors, blue, burgundy, and green. The $40 combo package gets you a 6-can cooler and a dust cover. So the base cart is $299. There were none in stock in any color, so I couldn't add it to my cart. But I did add the 3 options that I would pick, which is a wooden shelf for a flat surface to reload on, a $60 umbrella and bracket, and then the water bottle mount. The final option is the Creedmoor Range Cart. It's a $500 out the door, basically everything I'd want in a cart. Comes with a soft bag on the back, and then you can see on the left side there is a rifle holder, a table, a chair. It's basically everything you need for a day at the range for $500. Next option is your radio flyer wagon. These are kind of going into the taking what you have and using it. I like the kids ones for the purpose that they're deep. You can store a lot of ammo in the bottom, but the only drawback is the light running gear and there's really no good way to store your rifles. You have to leave them cased. The older Radio Flyer wagons, much shallower as far as the bed goes, so holding less gear. The only upside to these is the all-steel running gear with the larger tires. That's going to make it easier to pull around in rough terrain. This here is what you would call basically a large garden cart. It's a wagon on steroids. Large pneumatic tires, high sides, a lot of storage capability. And this one's set up basically the way I would do mine if I did it this way. He's got rifle storage, a table on the side, an umbrella for shade. A nice option. Another option is the two-wheel dolly. This one lays down. It's got caster wheels. A lot of gear on it, but look at how hard he's straining to pull. I don't like pulling. I'd prefer to push. I'd like to have my gear in front of me so I can see if something falls off. This is an option, but not one that I would choose. Okay, one final thought on wagons. I would stay away from the soft-sided or folding style of wagons. Even though some of them do come with some nice accessories, you're still trusting your thousands of dollars of shooting gear to something that's designed to collapse in on itself. I don't generally trust these just because of the amount of connection points and folding points. It's a good way to get yourself stranded at the farthest stage from your car at the end of the day. If a wagon's your only option and this is all you've got, sure, use it, but this is not my recommendation. So staying in the same vein of using what you have, using a jogging stroller that you already have is a great option. With minimal expenditure, you can turn these into excellent range carts. I'm not going to talk too much about these pictures here. They're going to be pretty self-explanatory. You're just going to throw in a range bag, add some mounts to hold your firearms, and basically call it a day. So for the cost of the mounts, you're basically range ready to go. Again, this person added a double mount on both sides to carry 4 firearms. Otherwise, they've got their ammo set up, their range bag in there, and there's really nothing else they need to do to be range ready. This is just the rear view of one of those carts, again with the quad mounts. So as you can see here, just using a jogging stroller is a perfectly reasonable example, and you can get away with using the $800 Bob or Burley B because you're not destroying it in any way. The mounts come off and the stroller returns to full functionality. So these are a great and low-cost option if you already have a stroller like this at home. One last thought on strollers, try and stay away from the 4-wheeled baby type strollers. They're just not going to do the job you need. The wheels are too small to handle the terrain, and they're just not built to hold that much weight. Alright, now let's talk about custom carts and building your own purpose-built range cart. The first example you can see here is for the Cowboy Action guys. This is going to be an all-wood cart made to look like a coffin. Depending on the rule set for the Cowboy Action event you're at, this cart may or may not be allowed. I know certain rules require only period equipment and materials, so the wire-spoked rims will not be allowed. You'd need to build a full wooden wheel. This cart here is again another Cowboy Action style. Both of these carts would be perfectly at home though in any 3-gun event or any trip to the range. This here is our basic jogging stroller to gun cart conversion. This individual removed all of the baby stuff, built a small wooden box that can be easily removed, and added on 2 long gun mounts. This cart here is another customizable option. They left the baby gear in and then built a customizable removable tray for the upper portion of the cart. He added on a lot of magazine mounts and storage trays to help keep his gear separated. This next cart here, I actually spoke to this individual. He built this cart by ditching all of the baby gear. He's got the wooden box secured with brackets and quick release pins, and then he's also supporting the front of the box with PVC pipes that he's used T-fittings cut in half to place over the crossmember under the front of the cart. Here's another view of the cart fully loaded. He added a tray up front to hold his toolbox and any other small accessories. And here's just another view of that same cart. You can get an idea of how it's kind of mounted this way. This here was my first attempt at a range cart. We'll talk a little bit more about that when we head back outside. And this is my current range cart. Again, we'll talk more about this one when we go outside. As you can see from these examples, you're only limited by your imagination and basically your handiness with tools and equipment that you have available to you. So let's head outside and take a look at how I put my carts together.
All right, now that we're back outside, we've talked about all the things we need to bring with us for the range. Let's talk about some of the stuff that I personally like to bring with me when I go. I like to bring a small solar charger for a cell phone. You never know when you're going to need a battery, or somebody else at the range may need a battery. You know, you're at the range, emergencies do happen. So it's always good to have a backup for that. Again, backup for ears, just in case the batteries go dead, or the ears themselves just die on you. I also like to bring a small cleaning kit for the firearms, and along with that, I also bring a small tool kit with other accessories. I like these hard-sided cases with the dividers in them, keeps everything organized nicely. A mag loader, a speed loader for my rifle mags, an umbrella both for sun and for rain, and then little creature comforts, little sitting stool. There's sometimes a lot of downtime between stages, so you want to have some extra stuff. Just the creature comforts to keep you comfortable. So now let's see, how do we get all this stuff from the car to the stage and then from stage to stage. All right, guys, so here we are with my range cart. This is the first volume, so we'll call it Mark 1. I built this after the first time I went out to the Aurora Sportsman's Club. I carried most of this stuff that whole day, and it was absolutely miserable. So what we have here is basically a 1/2-inch plywood box with a 3/4-inch plywood base on a golf push cart. This thing here, while it did its job, is not what I would recommend. It got me through that first time out, but there were definitely some things that I did not like about this setup. Firstly, I kind of built it around one specific piece of gear, which was kind of a big mistake on my part. I had a bag insert that would actually fit in this case, this area right here. And I built this whole cart around that bag because I thought, hey, the bag works. Everything else I can just fit around it. Ammo went on the bottom, the bag went in here, and then miscellaneous other stuff on the top. This piece here that I'm holding, I bet you're wondering about. So this, I had a bunch of patches on the front. And then if I was at a stage where there wasn't a table or the table was full, I had the option to flip this up. Comes off, it's just hooked on. There's a small locator pin on the bottom here and then one on the back. And this just drops on. And what I've got here is a reloading table. It was nice to throw a box of ammo up here and some magazines, and I can just sit here and load all day long right at a comfortable, convenient height. This was one of the features of this cart that I absolutely love. I'm really glad I did this. And if you're gonna build your own cart, I highly recommend that you add some sort of reloading table or a large enough flat surface with a lip on it that you can have ammunition up here that it won't roll away from you. It's also nice for small repairs. If you got to take apart your bolt carrier group on your AR, you can pull it apart right here in this little area. Nothing's going to roll away, get lost in the grass. So this is the one thing about this cart that I absolutely had to have when I built the next one. So basically all this is, again, is a plywood box with some Klonpin ATV mounts. I threw a tube on the side here just to hold the umbrella. Being a golf cart, they make a bunch of accessories for these. So you can get an umbrella holder, water bottle holder. There's even a stool that fits on the side of the wheel here, but it wasn't going to work with this cart. So some of the reasons that I don't like this cart. One, this box itself is almost 50 pounds. I overbuilt it, not knowing what I was going to be dealing with as far as forces. And because of that, it's way overbuilt and it's too heavy. So let's go over a couple of things here, how this fits on this golf cart and why it's not my favorite. Put this back, just hooks in to the eye hooks, sits back down like that. So it works really well as far as that goes. So one of the biggest problems with this cart, though, look how wide the box is and look how wide your wheels are. I don't know if you can see that. Let's try to move that back so we can see that in frame. So these wheels are almost exactly as wide as the box. Also, this is designed for a golf cart, so it's built to have a rounded structure here in the back. Had I built, a spacer here to hold this, it may have helped a little bit, but I don't think it really would have solved the problem, which is just you've got too much weight too far away from the center mounting point for the bag support. And this thing tends to rock quite a bit, as you can see. With no weight on it, I can just move it with my hands. It's just because it's so unstable. The other thing, this is a push cart, but as I'll show you in pictures, I have to pull this everywhere I go. It has to be on two wheels. So that was another thing that I didn't like. I wanted to have my gear in front of me, so if something fell off, I could see it. So that's the biggest problems with this thing. Again, it worked for what it was. It was a great first step, not knowing how to do that. Not knowing how to make a range cart or what a range cart needed to be. And that's another reason why I'm making this video, is because I want you guys to understand and try and learn from my mistakes so that you can go out there and have the best time possible. All right, I'm going to bring up the new range cart and we're going to talk about that one.
I forgot to mention that I used the Velcro strap to secure the golf bag to the cart to secure the box to the cart. It did not add any stability though. The rest of these are just going to be build pictures to show you how I got from A to B.
So after the stability issues that I had with the first cart and the weight issues with the box, I wanted to go with something a little more lightweight. Also, I wanted something much more stable. So I actually found this on, I think, Letgo for $10. I mean, I had to drive 20 miles to pick it up, but it was just somebody wanting to get rid of one. So they're out there. If you can find them, do it. I highly recommend finding someone that's trying to get rid of one as opposed to taking apart your wife's $400 Bob or Burley Bee jogging stroller. You will not have a good day if you do that. Now you can use this as it sits. You can slap on some ATV mounts for firearms, throw a range bag right in here or your pistol bag, set it inside, ammo around it, and you can have a good day at the range. But if you want to get the most out of this cart, your best bet is actually to pull the insides out, and that's exactly what I did. So, ditch the baby stuff. You're not going to need it. Now you have this wide open tube frame with a nice support base here at the bottom, and you can build just about anything you want off of this. So, first step for me was to decide where I wanted things to sit. For stability wise, you want the heaviest items at the bottom. So that means your ammo. I like to use ammo cans just because it's easy to differentiate what is what, pistol, rifle, shotgun. And I found that this space allowed me to have 3 ammo cans, a 30-50 cal ammo can and 2 5.56 ammo cans. What I did next was just laid a piece of plywood cut to fit with the inside dimensions here, and I'll bring that box in a minute. And I laid everything out on that piece of plywood. The next thing I did was I made a cleat that sits on the front of this bar to keep that plywood from sliding back. Once that was done, and I had my dimensions figured out, it was just a matter of how high do I want this box to be, and to keep everything as much forward of that rear axle as possible to prevent this from becoming top and back heavy and taking a topple over the back side. So I'm going to grab the cart box now, and I'm going to show you guys how it loads in, and then we're going to talk about more of the ways that I built this box. So here it is. The box simply slides in. I say simply because I forgot that the cup holder was on the way. There we are. Get the cup holder and the towel out of the way. And there it is. The box just sits in simply like that. Now right now, because I told you about it being a little, making sure that you had everything in the place you wanted it, because it will be a little top heavy. All of my weight right now is back here. It's rear of the rear axles and it's high. So once we get all the things loaded into this cart, it'll be much more stable. When loading it, I usually just lean it up against the car to keep it from falling backwards. So let's talk about how I made this. So again, 1/2-inch base plate with a cleat glued and screwed to hold it, keep it from sliding up the rails. I've got 1/4-inch sides that are 90 bracketed and then also corner bracketed at the back and bottom. And those are all held on with just regular bolt nut and lock washer, because this being so thin, you don't want to have the hardware pull through the sides. Each shelf is removable. Again, just 1/8-inch plywood. Glue blocks were used to support the shelves. Place the shelves in. Everything works great like that. Same with the top. And then on top, we've got another piece of 1/2-inch plywood. And it's cut at this strange angle here because I wanted a flat parallel surface to the ground. I wanted something flat so that, like I said on the other cart, I wanted to have a reloading table. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to load the cart up and then we'll go over everything that's on the cart. I'll be back in a minute. All right, so we're back and now we've got the cart all loaded up. You can see shotgun, rifle, pistol bag is in here on top of my little cleaning kit. My mag pouch is here for all my pistol mags. All of my ammo is here in the bottom. Underneath, I've got storage for slings, extra PMags, the stool. On the right side here, I've got the just a little cup holder, swivel cup holder for my water bottle. This side here has the umbrella holder. Again, these are just push cart golf accessories, so you can find them on Amazon or any golf pro shop. And then these are just my smaller accessories that I use quite a bit. Extra set of ears, my sunglasses, or my eye protection case, the solar cover or solar chargers in here, the mag charger. This is it. This is it set up and moving between stage to stage. Now when I get to a stage, what I'll normally do is I will grab this here on the back. It slides straight out. And then there's a cleat right here. This cleat locks onto this lip. Just slides straight on. And it rests back here on the push bar. So you can turn that up a little bit. Now you've got a completely flat surface. With another small tool kit here. And inside this tool kit, there's also a roll. And this roll locks in to the kit here. So you've got a nice, soft, clean station to do any small cleaning or reloading of magazines, anything like that. Again, got a lip, keeps everything in place, and it all locks down back into the back, completely secured, doesn't go anywhere. So I'm going to turn this around so you can get a look at the back. We'll get in close. We'll talk about the back, how I secure the tabletop, and all of that. And I'll be back with you in a minute. All right, so here we're at the back, kind of looking down the top back of the case here. So we've got another cleat here. This is what holds the tabletop on. I've got that pulled off so as we can see. And then on the back here, I've got just a piece of 1/8-inch round bar that I got from Home Depot. Bent it with a torch, and then I fed it through the back of this Molly panel here that's available on Amazon. I think it's a One Tigers panel. So I had to cut the edges of the seam on the top, and then I fed that through and then secured it to the back with cable P-clamps that you use for small wires or cables. And then, so this holds it wide open, so when I go to slide the tabletop in, it all fits in without a problem, and there is no interference issue or anything like that. Also, this MOLLE panel here keeps the table, because it's only attached at this one point, from flopping against the back of the case, breaking the cleat here or breaking the cleat on the back of the table itself. So this is the top back. I'm going to drop the camera down now, and we're going to talk about what's on the back of my cart. So here we are on the back of the range cart. Again, this MOLLE panel wraps around and it's screwed onto the sides of the cart and onto the bottom. Again, that keeps the tabletop from slapping against the back or possibly breaking the cleat. I've got a second individual first aid kit with a second tourniquet. I've got a dump pouch here where I keep my other water bottle. And then I've got a patch panel here that I take just, funny or amusing patches with me. And I'll trade with people at the range if they've got something, they see something they want, or I see something that they want. So I'll trade with them there. I also keep just a T-handled cleaning rod tucked into one of the mollies in the back here, just for any of the cleaning purposes I need. So this is the back of the cart. Not really much to it, but this MOLLE panel is absolutely essential for the way that I designed this cart. So, again, and I just have a golf towel clipped onto the back for cleaning. Or anytime you're taking apart anything and you don't want it to go flying, throw this over your hands while you're working, and it'll keep any springs or pins or anything come flying out of there. It'll keep them in the towel. They'll fall right back onto the work surface, not into the grass. This is also where I'll clip the solar charger, so I can just flip it up on top when the table's not up and charge the phone that way. So I'm going to zoom back out. I'll load the table in so you guys can see how that goes, and then we'll do some final thoughts. I'll see you guys in a second. All right, so we're back here at the top of the case. I'm just going to load this back in. Simply just slides between the MOLLE webbing and the cleat, and just drops in like that, and the two pieces lock together on those cleats that are on the back of each one. This case here is just held on by some the commanded strips, the Velcro command strips. I'll be updating or upgrading that adhesive because this is starting to go. So for this year, I'll be upgrading that. But that's it. That's how the cart goes together. Real simple. Just pull it out, set it on the front, pull it back, lay it down. So again, I highly, highly, highly recommend if you're going to build a cart that you add a loading table to it. So that's it, guys. Any comments, any questions, leave them below. My name's Adam, and I hope you enjoyed it and you learned something. Thanks. Have a good one.
One last thing I forgot to mention in the last section of the video. I had to add ears to the upper part of the box to keep it from rolling backwards and that front cleat from sliding off the bar. So those ears are there. They're right above the rear mounts for the long guns. Again, they don't really support any weight. They're just there to keep the box stationary. The rest of these are going to be build pictures. If you guys have any questions for me, please leave them in the comments. I hope you learned something. Stay safe at the range and have a good time. We'll see ya.